you.
I'll backtrack on the runway then.
Okay, copy.
Christchurch traffic, Qantas 132 is entering and backtracking runway 02. Traffic fast.
Paul, are you sure the Christchurch will allow you to push back and take off? Your flights have all been suspended.
I can wait.
You've gone into receivership, so you've got to wait a long time.
Oh yeah. Well, this is virtual Bonza, so we are doing just fine. We have near zero cost.
Free flights for everyone.
That's right. Welcome aboard, everybody. Oh, that's something I didn't do yet. Okay, just gotta set up my picture in a picture. Sorry. I thought this would have been saved as a setting, but not really. I've just updated my software for recording. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm gonna add a picture in a picture video source. No border thickness. So there we have it. We are going from Christchurch to Melbourne today. It's about a 3-hour, 15-minute flight. I'm flying with a couple of buddies of mine, although neither of them is for sure going to be able to complete the flight, but they are taking off early compared to what my plan was. But that's okay. Here we are. This is me, the purple arrow, turn red there. Then we've got, okay, so the Air New Zealand is somebody else. So that's David on the horn, and he's taking off runway 02, and Chris and I are taking off runway 20. But I think Chris just taxied by. Yeah, so he's going to the holding point at the other end of the runway. So we're taking off in different directions. And that's okay, since there's no ATC. I just need to get my AP running. Packs have already boarded. Doors have been closed. I can just, oh, there goes David. So we are traffic. Undocking the jetway. So David's gotten out. Sound like an open mic somewhere.
Well, that's my announcements going on. Sorry.
Okay, let's get the APU running. APU bleeds on
Christchurch traffic Qantas
Paxa
132
off.
is airborne climbing through 2,900 for flight level 340.
Let's call for pushback. And we're going to push facing left or northeast.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
That is awesome. We've got all our pumps, actually including the center pumps, on.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Christchurch traffic, Bonza 838 is pushing back facing northeast. Christchurch traffic.
Locking gear. Start at will.
Okay. Let's do engine number 2 start. Into 21%. Motoring. Into rising. %, fuel flow on.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Unlocking gear.
Rising 22, 23, 24, 25, fuel flow on. Thank you. 2 engines started. So let's get them on the bus. Okay, and let's get the airbag on. Bleed auto APU bleed off. APU off. Okay, taxi light on. Engine start switches to continuous. Probe heat on. Anti-ice not needed. Nice warm day. Okay, true air on. Next on auto. Recall checked. Okay, before taxi, generators are on. Probe heat's on, anti-ice not needed, isolation valves to auto, engine start switches to continuous, recall checked, auto brake RTO, engine start levers idle to 10, flight controls checked, ground equipment cleared. And before taxi checklist completed. Okay, Roger. Christchurch traffic, Bonza 838 is taxiing to holding point runway 20 via Alpha and Alpha 2. Christchurch traffic. Parking brake off. There's nobody else there, so we can begin our setup. Departure. Let's get lights on. TARA, weather radar, terrain on the other side. Strobes on.
Traffic, that's 23 south at Noxie at just about will be arriving by runway 02 via a stop Castle Alpha arrival.
Do you have a expected time of arrival, Zulu time? Yeah, I'm just taking off in the opposite direction. So this is an ETOPS flight, so I'll plug in. Okay, we're taking off in opposite directions. What way is my path? think I can get a take off before you arrive. Okay, Christchurch traffic, Bonza 838 is lining up runway 20 on a Cadet 6 Quebec departure for Melbourne.
Approaching 20.
Thrust set. Takeoff thrust set.
Eighty knots.
Release forward pressure.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate. Gear up. Coming in. Can you see the guy coming in? Alright, I'm way higher of you, but nice to see you coming in. Gear is up and flaps up, no lights. That was pretty good. Now I always like this Christchurch departure because you see the mountains. You seeing those? Maybe you are. Yeah. So this was a climb 2 and a double D rate. So you might have noticed a gradual climb. Well, we got the room here. I did use the virtual performance tool to calculate our departure. So we should be good. And as we're climbing up, we gotta remember to switch to our final cruise. So we're only at 10,000 feet right now. We'll do a fuel check at Cadet. Beautiful. Now the start switches to auto. Meanwhile, Cadet. cabin is going to be one. Get a measure on. Okay, let's climb to 360. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I apologize for keeping the seatbelt signs on, but as you can see, we've got some turbulence as we're climbing out of Christchurch. So hopefully you can still enjoy the view once we get past this bit of cloud here. Fantastic mountain scenery. And Queenstown is several miles to our left. And we're now crossing over the south. Alright, so let's identify the points that we want to add to the plan. ETOPS entry. So ETOPS entry is going to be, okay, so Omkin. Yeah, Omkin is actually a flow boundary. So that is the boundary, Brisbane. So we'll be switching over to Brisbane at the ETOPS entry point. Sorry, 9 miles before the ETOPS entry. Sorry, 9 miles before the ETOPS entry point. So really, ETOPS entry is 210 miles after Omkin. So let's take a look at Omkin. So Omkin. 210 miles after Omkin. Do is we're just going to take that, put it on our fixed page, and put a 20-mile ring around it, and then come back to the length page and just erase it. Okay, so what we did was we created a entry point right there. It's not part of our flight plan, but it's just a waypoint. Okay. Alright, we can put the engine start switches to auto, and I think we're stable enough. Left hooks up. Okay, so now we're going to try to put is coming up. So we're going to put that in front of Echo. Calgary, there's Calgary. And it is 10 miles from Calgary. Okay, so it's going to be, so we're going to put that in front of Echo. Yep. Okay, so we're going to take Calgary, put it on the next. Put a 20-mile ring on that. And then go back to the next page and erase that. Okay, so now we've got really that close? Oh, that's the equal time point. They are fairly close. Yeah. I'll have to review this again. And then, does it have overlapping rings? That doesn't make sense. That is supposed to be the equal time point, and now the exit point. Tops exit. Just wanted to recall. Cadet was 21.3. We were looking at 119 from Calgary. Calgary. So something, let's do the plan road. There's all the points. Is it really only, are they only 40 miles apart? I think I've got the entry and the exit point correct. The Tops entry we did based on the distance from Omkin, which was 210 miles from Omkin. That looks right. And then the equal time point was, should have been 10 miles from Calgary. But where is Calgary? Yeah, maybe that's right. So how far apart are they actually? So I think let's do the equal time point again. Okay, so the equal time point I did based on the distance from...
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight attendants will shortly be making their way through the cabin to offer various beverages of your choice. There will also be a selection of goods available for purchase, and we can accept most credit cards, cheques and cash. If there's anything we can do to make your trip more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Now we'd like you to sit back, relax and enjoy the flight.
So I think that's right, but what's weird is that, so the equal time point is correct. So what about that first one, the pumpkin? Oh. Yeah, actually, ETOP's entry should only be 9 miles after Pumpkin. Yeah. So equal time point as well. So let's do that again. So equal time point should be only 9 miles after Onkin. And that's the ETOPS entry. Okay, so Onkin, 9 miles. This should be after Onkin, so it should be Cat Creek. That's more like it. And then take my... There we go, that's more like it. Sometimes the headache. Better spacing. Alright, we got it. Sure gets confusing. But we sorted it out. Still looking for cabin, which is coming up in 80 miles. So here's our ETOPS entry, here's our equal time point. And here's where we are. So let's check our turbulence. Any turbulence projected? Fairly clear. Looks like we're escaping it. Although there's this other batch to the south, but it doesn't seem to be moving in a direction that's going to impact us. So I think we're good there. Then, looks like we're okay with weather. Maybe Sydney's going to get some bad weather. Okay, good with that. Just turn the outside sounds down a little bit. Hello, hello. Who's on board? Okay, VNav. I think I'm going to climb to 380.
Greg's on board.
Greg! Yeah, so Chris and David and I are up in the air. They had various conflicts that required them to take off a little bit earlier, so I was the last of the early batch. But are you joining us?
No, I'll join you. I'm going to take off from Sydney and Melbourne about the same time as you guys. So I can't sit there for 2-3 hours. So roughly what time are you due in at Melbourne?
5-1 Zulu.
0451. Okay, thanks for that.
Yep. Don't forget to make it count for United Virtual.
Yeah, I can't seem to log on to them at the moment. That's what I'm trying to do. So we'll catch up with you. And Chris, can you hear me?
Both of them had other commitments, so I'm not sure if they're actually in the cockpit.
Yeah, Chris is asleep. Oh, we were at the market together with Chris and Evie yesterday. Next Sunday we won't be able to do it. We're going out for lunch for an anniversary.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's a lovely day here today. The sun's shining. It's beautiful. So I see you're doing how many? You're doing about 9 flights with United at the moment. You'll be senior captain soon.
Well, how about first officer?
It's all good. So anyway, I'll keep I'll log off again, but if you talk to them now, I'm going to try and arrive in Melbourne around about the same time as them and you, etc.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. Unicom traffic, bonds 838, level at flight level 360, now climbing to flight level 380, and we are inbound cabin 52 miles, Unicom traffic. Alright, so what we do is we'll dial this to flight level 380 and press Alt Intervent, and that should automatically update both our VNAV, and it has, it's gone to 380, and our flight altitude up here, and our cruise altitude here, and it should cause us to start climbing. 4:52 is our target arrival time, and 01:53 is the current time, so that's 3 hours to go. Is working. Good. Okay, did we get camping yet? Not yet. Almost. Still have 2,000 pounds of fuel in the center tank. When that gets to about 800, we can switch the pumps off. We should get a low pressure warning here if we don't do it in time, but even then it's okay. You just have to switch it off. South Island, so we can still see some of the mountains to our left. And this open water ahead of us. Gonna look at VATScope after I record this initial burn figure for cabin. We're now 9.8 miles away from cabin. Which was the transition point for the departure. So for those of you that don't know, this is just a continuation of a series of connected sectors starting in Port Moresby. So we did Port Moresby, Cairns to Brisbane, Brisbane to Wellington, Wellington to Queenstown, Queenstown to Christchurch, and now Christchurch to Melbourne. And I want to close that loop. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. It's either going to be up to Brisbane or up to Cairns, and then Moresby, or I might just go the whole stretch from Melbourne to Moresby. We'll see. Okay, here comes cabin. Looks like it's going to be ETOPS flight with me. This ETOPS was prepared. This ETOPS flight was prepared in SimBrief using ETOPS time of 60 minutes, and what that means is that's about the time between ETOPS entry and ETOPS exit. I believe that's what it means. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. So that gap from so basically ETOPS entry means you are now exceeding 60 minutes flying time from any airfield in the general direction where you came from. And ETOPS exit is you're now coming within you came from. And ETOPS exit is you're now coming within 60 minutes of an airfield in the direction where you're going. And the ETOPS equal time point is means that basically if you have trouble before then, you should turn back. If you have trouble after then, you should keep going. And the gap in between the ETOPS entry and ETOPS exit, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but is what is cannot exceed 60 minutes if you are an ETOPS 60-minute certified aircraft. Now, the max, I'm sure this max that we're flying, a max 8, is more than 60 minutes. It's actually more like probably 180 or at least 120 minutes. So that gap could be greater, but top 60. We'll find out soon, because in the next 1 week, we will be delivering Qatar's very first MAX 8 aircraft. Now, they've had them for a while, and in fact, the first one was delivered just over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. So I had planned on flying it relatively soon after it was delivered, flying the sector, the two sectors. But I haven't done it until now. And now my wife is away for the next week, so I thought this would be a great time to do it. And so there are two sectors. It's from Payne Field in Seattle, and it goes from Payne to Keflavik in Iceland. And that's a very long flight, about maybe 7 hours. And then I'm not sure, reminding me, and it's got there's at least 1,500 pound Keflavik to Doha. So it's a 2-sector delivery flight, 2 long flights, and I'll be doing them in the next week. I just have to figure out with my own commitments what's the best slot to put it in. I have the actual flight times for those 2 sectors, and okay, here's my fuel light coming on, but really this is, yeah, I have some commitments, and I've just got to figure out what's the best time to slot that in. I am, if possible, if it doesn't make it a completely upside down schedule for me, I'm going to try to depart at the time that the 2 sectors departed, the 2 flights departed. So these delivery flights are sometimes flown with just only 2 pilots, well, not 2, maybe 3 pilots, because you've got to have a rotation system so that you've always got 2 relatively good condition pilots coming up. Okay, we're maintaining that 400-pound advantage. Oh, so in other words, we've got 400 extra pounds of fuel compared to the plane. Bonza, yeah, beautiful livery. Sadly, they may be out of commission. I actually have the first 4 liveries, courtesy Steve McBee. He's a livery painter par excellence. I have this one is Unicom traffic position report from Bond. See if I can remember how to do it. Position report. Unicom traffic position report from Bonza 838. Position Akoda at 0208 Zulu at flight level 380. Estimating Omkin at 02400 Zulu, and next Cadbury. Unicom traffic. That's a position report. Okay, what I wanted to do was, okay, you guys haven't had a look at where everybody is on VATSIM. So here we go. Okay, so that's me, the purple arrow. Okay. And these 2 guys in front of me Chris, and he's flying at flight level 340, it looks like. And the next one is David, also at flight level 340. Somebody's coming in the opposite direction. Where is he going? Okay, the opposite direction, and also to Christchurch. And he's at flight level 330. So I'm above these guys. Beginning to wonder, did I make a good decision? Let's take a look at the wind barbs. 380. Okay. So we've got 2 feathers generally, okay? And let's have a look here.
Okay, so back in the cockpit for a while.
Hey, alright, welcome back. That's another, well, maybe it's a little stronger.
Anything happen? I don't see any ATC.
No ATC. I've just spent my time setting up my equal time points and entry and exit points. And Greg came on to Discord, and he said that he would be trying to arrive at Melbourne but flying from Sydney. He's trying to sync it for our arrival times.
Yeah, we got what, 2 more hours to go for descent.
Top of descent. Is that what you have to? What is your actual? What is your arrival time in Melbourne?
0433 and top of descent is 0408.
Okay, I'm 0458 arrival time. I'm at a different altitude than you guys. I'm at 380. So you're arriving about 15 minutes before me.
Yep. An hour plus.
Yeah, but you know, you got people like Greg and me. We are actually, even Greg was complaining about long flights. But I'm trying to get my captain status. I'm now just a mere regional pilot, and I need about another 20 hours to become a first officer, and then 150 total to become captain.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Unless you do all this other, like all these other pilots who do all this long haul flights, you know, that's how they become faster.
That's right. And in fact, with United Virtual, you have the option of flying on VATSIM or offline. So if you fly offline, you can just fly the plane and, you know, go do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately, using the 7.3, you're limited on your range as well. Whereas some of the other guys who use 7.8s, they can fly like the 14 hours and all that, so they pick up 7.8s. They can fly like the 14 hours and all that, so they pick up very fast.
With the 7.3, if you're doing like a delivery flight, which I'm going to do this week, I'm doing a Qatar delivery flight. It's two sectors, 2 long sectors. If the plane is empty, so you can do like 7 to 8 hour sectors. Depending on the wind conditions and all that.
Yeah, but it's a bit too long for me.
I completely understand. You have lots of obligations.
You know, years ago when I was back in Malaysia, I used to do this sort of flight. I did a 747 KLM flight using our actual flight plans that I got from the flight crew, and when I was doing KLM before, and we flew like 12, 13 hours, took off at the same time that the actual flight takes off at about 11 o'clock at night, 11:30 or something like that, I can't remember, but then took off, cruise to
Keflavik, and then Keflavik to Doha.
So it's over near the North Pole side.
So yeah, that's right. Maybe an Arctic Circle or close to that. But I guess you don't want to join me, huh?
Not for that long time.
Yes, I did. So Omkin is the next one.
The thing is, I'm going to be probably next week or week after, maybe I'm going to start dismantling my jetpacks. I start making some work to do the max. So I'm probably offline for a couple of months, I guess.
I feel bad for you, man.
I feel like I'm going into a new world because this whole max thing is using Sysmo, but that's not a problem. I managed to sort out ProSig before, and but just that I got to figure out all the cables and all that at the back of it, and manufacture a top mid panel because it came without the top section of the glass shield.
Yeah. Now that glass shield, was that FDS?
No, it's
oh,
Sysmo.
Sysmo.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Sysmo must have a glass shield that attaches to them.
Yeah, but it's over $1,000. It's soft sheet, black sheet, and I just put it just to make a little template, and maybe next time I'll try and cut it out from aluminum sheet or something. I just posted it on the group.
I did a close-up shot and just to try and see if you could see the edge.
Well, yours is a better kind of top than mine. Mine is a sheet, very thin sheet metal, and yours is you got that kind of material that's not smooth, but has this little roughness on the top of it, which is similar, but obviously to make that, put it on the lid, which is similar to the bottom of the glare. The glare at the bottom is like that on mine.
Yeah, the surface itself is fine. It's just that I just feel the edge is probably rounded. Like I've seen enough pictures from 737 in-flight videos from the cockpit to see that. But actually, they all look really worn out. You know, even a relatively new aircraft seems to get really beat up on the glare shield.
Yeah, but they need to have this little padding on the top, on the front of the glare shield. That's if that's what you're referring to. But obviously, to make that, put it on this FDS one will cost a bit more money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, this is fine. I wish I could make a template from yours and you know, get it cut. That's what I need on the top, like your sheet there.
Yeah. Maybe I could stick some paper on there and press it or something. And maybe between an inch to 3 cm, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's got the strip light embedded in it.
Yep. I know, that's same as mine. See, I can take my Jetmix top glare panel off and make a template out of it, but I need to make a copy for the right side.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yep. that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, that's the Jet Max one. So I'm thinking of, in fact, I was at one point thinking to myself, I'm going to steal this off the Jet Max and put it on my Max, and then just figure out what to do on the right side.
Is the little slot for the checklist, is it exactly in the middle of your MCP?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you kind of got a sense for what. Oh, I see. So it goes. Does it go all the way to the right edge of the MCP, or do you have a? Does it go to the FIS on the right side?
I don't have an FIS on the right side. The Jet Max.
So the panel actually stops. The top panel stops there.
Yeah, the MCP.
Yeah, so that means you have what you need in terms of dimensions from the part that you have. You just have to do a shorter version and flip the design for the right hand side.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, but I need to get someone who can actually get it done properly. Because there are actual bends in it. If you look at the sheet metal, yeah, there's a bend in it, so you need to get a kind of like, you know, these fitters that they do sheet metal work. They have these little machines at the workshop where
we are. Hi guys, just wanted to catch you up on where we are. We are on the way across from Christchurch to Melbourne, and we're at flight level 380, and we're only an hour into the flight, and it's a 3-hour 15-minute flight. But here you can see we are approaching that first green circle is our ETOPS entry point, and then our equal time point after that, and then our ETOPS exit point. So we are actually flying Bonza, regardless of what folks say about Bonza being cancelled. We're still flying Bonza in our simulator at flight level 380. So our arrival time is targeting 0457, and it's 022228 right now. So we'll catch you a little bit later. Sorry, was that David joining?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm back on board.
All right. Did your call go well?
Yeah, an hour later. We had a big conference call to look after this patient. We're moving.
That's what you're doing tomorrow?
Well, we fly up to Hawaii tomorrow, then we do a 12-hour fatigue break, and then we bring the patient back.
All right.
Next time you can bring your surfboard.
I was gonna say, you're gonna pop over, Paul, and join me for a quick surf at Waikiki. Maybe a Mai Tai at Duke's afterwards.
Oh, you know, I haven't been to the Dukes in Hawaii, but I have been to the Dukes in California.
Yeah, the Dukes in Waikiki. It's a really good location. You get a nice view down the bay of Waikiki, and it's always busy though. It's always packed full of people. But it has to be done. When in Waikiki, you got to sit there and have a Mai Tai.
So if I agree to serve in-flight food, could I join you guys?
Oh, we could try.
It's just so cool what you do and where you go.
Yeah, you sort of like, there's a lot of, flying and mucking around, but then you have these pinch me moments. Like, it's tiring though, because you're at the beck and call of work, and so you're on the clock. And so you get a fatigue break, but it's like 3 o'clock and you know, it might be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, your local time, and you're expected to sleep and then get up at 3 a.m. to go and then fly for 14 hours, and yeah, it really throws your wake and sleep cycle out, especially when you do these big long trips where there's lots of sectors.
Yeah. Well, there's always a cost. But on balance, it's kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
sitting on an aircraft seat for 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's better than a desk job, right? In an office building.
Yeah, it's true. Most of our patients are pretty stable, so they're low acuity. They're not stressing you out most of the time.
That's true. That's the other aspect of it, right?
Yeah, I could easily be working in a busy, 10-patient ICU where you're just lurching from one bushfire to the next. I've done plenty of time in those busy ICUs, so it's quite nice just to have one patient, they're stable, and there's a like a couch. So if you really want, you can go and stretch out on the couch for a good sleep and grab a pillow and a blanket, or you can recline the chair out. And yeah, it's very comfortable. We've got a toilet on board and got a galley, so you can always bring some food and cook it up in the oven or microwave.
Yeah, nice, very nice. Sounds great.
It's not like the first class cabins though that Chris has on the Emirates A380s, where they have their own shower and their own vanity. Though we do have a toilet and a vanity and a mirror.
I had right before I retired, quote unquote retired, I got to fly one sector from Malaysia to Dubai, I think it was. Is it? Emirates is Dubai, right? Yeah. In business class. And wow, man, that is the best business class I've seen in any airline. It was superb, with the bar in the aircraft, and you walk around, and the amount of space in your own seat was fantastic.
Yeah.
There was a A380. Yeah, that was the one trip which all 4 of my sectors were on A380s, and on one of the sectors coming back, we upgraded to business class. And you go up to that second floor, right? I mean, your airport has to be specially made to do A380s, where you got a boarding from another floor up, and that's a cool experience too. Somebody will walk around to you. Okay, would you like to board now? There's no big lines or anything like that.
Yeah, as soon as you sit down, you get offered a drink, and get to choose what you want to eat straight away.
Yeah, very nice. I got no complaints about it. I would do it, if I could afford it, I would do it all the time. It used to be that a long time ago, I used to fly Singapore Airlines, so to the States and back to Malaysia, and it would be to Singapore, and then there'd be a short hop from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur. And Singapore Airlines, they recognize that you've just gone through a lot of flying, and even if you buy an economy ticket, you would get that last sector from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur on business class. And I thought that was usually charge or anything. They just give you the business class for that 30-minute flight.
Yeah, nice. We flew to Sydney up to Heathrow with Virgin Atlantic years ago, and we were premium economy. But just as we were boarding, they pulled us aside and gave us an upgrade for business. So once my wife has had a taste of business, she doesn't fly any other way now. So she usually flies Emirates up to, she does Emirates, Brisbane, Dubai, Heathrow, usually.
I mean, it's nothing compares. I mean, it's like, again, it's just a question of whether you can afford to do it or not. And I'm glad your wife can afford to do it because it's such a treat. Yeah.
We can tax deduct it, so if you're booking for a conference at the England end, you can get some of your money back. It makes it like a premium economy type of seat once you get if you have a good taxation. If you land, you got to go and book it, but there's always a queue at Dubai for a shower.
Oh well, for the lounge, I always book it before I even start my journey. It's like, in fact, if you don't have a local credit card in Dubai, you cannot book the lounge once you're in Dubai. So you actually have to have booked it beforehand because they've got quite a lot of competition to get into the lounge.
Yeah, that's usually me. There's always a queue of about 6 people.
All that Chris gets for free, right, Chris?
Yeah.
I mean, when you and your family travel, you get free flights, right?
Not free flights. We pay for the flight, but they're obviously at a very discounted rate for business class. Obviously at a very discounted rate for business class. I don't get the lounge anymore because last time when we went to Dubai, when we had the local bank credit card, with that credit card we get free access to the lounge, which is not the Emirates lounge, but it's called Mahaba lounge. So about the same thing, you go into the lounge, you get food and all that stuff, showers, everything, but it's free because of the credit card that we got with the bank in Dubai.
I see, okay. Yeah, it must be nice, man. I'd like to get up to your status or David's wife's status where I can travel business class all the time.
Hey Chris, when you have to fly,
Tom's entry point right now.
the first time I got pre-positioned with fly flight was up to Singapore, and that was business, Brisbane, Singapore. And I thought that was just the norm, but it's not. Like I've done a couple commercial flights, Hawaii back to Australia, New Zealand, and you're in economy 10 hours. I've just step climbed up to 360.
I did that earlier, and I'm just passing through my ETOPS entry right now. Optimum is 382. But I only have 160 out of 189 packs on my max. So I'm not full. What are you guys?
Yeah, I'm full passengers and some random freight.
I did a double D rate assumed temperature takeoff. It was like 70 something % on N1.
Nice.
And my takeoff, there was another guy who was taking off, but he was getting ready to take off just like you guys in the opposite direction. So just like you, David. And then there was somebody coming in, arriving in the opposite direction to what I was taking off. But we figured that I'd have enough time to get out before he came in. And I could see him approaching on the runway center line. He's still on my ND, but I was higher by the time he got there. But it was kind of weird to see an aircraft coming in on my ND as I was taking off.
Yeah, nice. at Brisbane, to limit noise, we've got parallel runways in Brisbane, so they try and land on one runway from over the water, but the other runway for taking off is out over the water. So you have aircraft sort of playing chicken, but it's on parallel runways.
Yeah. And just so you know, although I know you're going to be elsewhere, but I'll be doing, finally going to do the Qatar Airways delivery flight for their first MAX 8 aircraft this week, since my wife is away in Alaska.
To Kuala Lumpur at ATC. Yeah, my wife was saying, but I think it was a little bit cloudy, so we didn't see much.
Same here, it was cloudy, and same in Alaska too, it was cloudy.
Plus I was flying from Kuching to Kuala Lumpur at ATC.
Pumpkin fuel 6.9. Okay, we're, 16. So we're maintaining that 400 pound advantage. So we're in the Brisbane Fur now. Let's do another position report. Unicom traffic on 8:38. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm getting that echo of my position report, because my position report was on Unicom, so it can't be getting to any of you guys, can it?
Guilty as charged. I've got my mic open on Discord.
But how can you hear me if I'm not pressing my mic button on Discord?
I think you broadcast, Paul, and then it comes out on the speaker on Chris's phone, and then goes back in on his speaker.
But that means
So back on his microphone, I mean.
But that means you're picking me up on Unicom. So I mean, does Unicom have a huge range in Australia and New Zealand space? Yeah, I guess maybe it does.
Yeah, but you're broadcasting both on Discord and Unicom.
No, separately, because I've got two different buttons. I press. I'm pressing my right hand button, and that's on VATSIM. So, okay, I'm going to test. I'm going to count to 10.
No. Hang on. That's my fault because I have my Unicom coming out from my TV speakers, and Discord is coming out through my headset, because I just can listen out to the ATC as well while I'm not in the topic. That's why we do broadcast on your Unicom. You can hear it coming through my mic.
But that also means that the Unicom range is quite far for you to pick it up. Although, let me see, how far away are you? What is your position right now?
33 miles to Cadbury.
Okay, and I'm about 180 miles. So you're about 150 miles away from me. So that's, Unicom extends that far. Yeah. In the States, Unicom is like 40, 50 miles, that's it. an aircraft that we passed, and I didn't even bother to look for it. But it would have been 5,000 feet below me. Look at conditions now in Melbourne. Melbourne. 3 knots. So 190. Yeah, so it's landing runway 16. Let's see what the aircraft is really doing in Melbourne. So, YMML. Crosswind. A320. Interesting. Okay, so Virgin just came in from the north, runway 16. It's like landing runway 16 right now in Melbourne in real life.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing 27.
Approved. I wonder if you use 27 if the landing fees are less because it's a shorter runway.
Don't think it works that way. Grumpy
The
Greg,
VATSIM
Grumpy
controller,
Greg, Grumpy Greg,
please leave.
Grumpy Greg. He doesn't understand. We're not on the ATC com. We're on Discord.
This is the VATSIM controller. We have your name, Chris, at Melbourne. You are now banned. You'll be kicked off in 2, 3, 4 now.
I'm ticked off with your attitude, controller.
Hey, keep the language down. You're kicked off again.
Said I'm ticked off.
You ticked off or kicked off?
This is the Transglobal Streaming Director. Just a reminder that this flight is being recorded.
That's your problem. This is the VATSIM controller. You're all kicked off. I'm in Sydney, by the way.
Ah, okay, good.
I'll head to Melbourne shortly.
Well, now my estimated time of arrival at Melbourne is 0500 Zulu.
What? Your engine's going on strike too, like the rest of the airline. What? Your engine's going on strike too, like the rest of the airline.
I'm flying Shazza today, by the way.
I still can't get this Discord to work when it's in the background. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Talk to you, which is probably a good idea, eh, Chris?
Your words, not mine. show you how to use a abonné card to configure Discord into your SIM, your main SIM.
It is already. I am in my main SIM using my main computer. What I'm saying is that when Discord like now is up on in front of the repair that I can talk, when it goes to the background, all I can do is hear. It's something to do with the focus of the application.
Yeah, use FSUIPC in your sign up button for the Discord. You can then minimize Discord that I have.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could use FSUP. Yeah, all right, I'll give that a go. But I'm going to just not talk to you guys whilst I get my clearance from Sydney.
Roger. Is there you got ATC in Sydney?
Yeah, we got tower and ground. So I just yep.
Very nice.
There's nothing from Melbourne yet.
Yeah, I'll have a feeling that it will come online shortly in an hour or so. But there normally is a guy in Melbourne. Having a Sunday barbecue at the moment, I think. I'm gonna pop up from the cockpit for a while.
Okay. Departure time from Iceland is 20:58 Zulu, so it would be we here would be 16, which would be like 4.5. That's excellent. Oh, I've been checking out my the timings for the delivery.
What airports are you taking off from and landing?
So the first sector is KPAE, which is I think Painfield in Seattle, and that is going to Keflavik, which is BIKF in Iceland, and then the second sector is Iceland to Doha. So it's 2 sectors.
Oh, good. Yeah, our trip to Seattle fell through last week.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's going to be Bangkok, Sapporo, Japan, through to Anchorage, Alaska, and then down to Seattle.
You know, when my wife was arriving into Anchorage, I was able to track her using my Plane Finder app, which is something like Flight Radar 24. And but I also have a air traffic communication app on my iPad, so I could actually hear the pilot of my wife's plane talking to air traffic control on the way in to landing.
Yeah, I've done that. When there's really bad weather and everyone gets put on the hold over Brisbane, I do that. I listen into live ATC, bring up Flight Radar 24, and just watch how they handle.
That's nice.
The live ATC, so you can see how they're getting routed around the storm cells.
Actually, let me check on my Plane Finder app if I can put weather on it. Oh yeah, I can do weather on Plane Finder. So it must be a similar kind of app. I've got I suspect Flight Radar is probably a little bit richer.
But yeah, there's pros and cons. Depends what you're wanting to look up.
Yeah, I'm using Plane Finder, and I think that's the closest thing to Flight Radar. But FlightAware is, yeah, you know, you get routes and stuff like that for U.S. flights anyway, which is nice. Does
our military aircraft will show up on FlightAware, but not on Flight Radar 24. And private jets, some of them don't turn up on either of those apps, but they do for Plane Finder. So it depends, you know, what you're wanting to look up.
Does Flight Radar 24, does it have a 3D view?
Oh, let's have a look.
I mean, it's a little bit gimmicky, but it's kind of fun sometimes to look at flights in 3D. Alright, about 80 miles to our equal time point.
I can't see 3D.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a gimmick. There's areas in the Washington DC area that they jammed as well.
Oh, over the White House.
I didn't notice that it's the White House, but you know, it's just a certain area. I don't know why, but I lose signal. Maybe there's some other explanation other than military.
We get a lot of GPS jamming on our Emirates aircraft flights. GPS jamming on our Emirates aircraft flights. And every time it comes in, we have to do a reset on the multiple receivers. So that we can make sure that it's not a equipment problem, that it was just a jamming of the GPS in the areas they're flying.
With this latest coronal mass ejection and all the auroras and that, they were expecting to lose satellite service. So I assume all the RAIM and stuff might have been altered a couple of nights ago.
Yeah, but we've been having this issue of GPS jamming over certain areas where they fly every time. Again, sometimes even in Australia.
up loading a short, and I shot as we were approaching all three equal times. Entry, ETOPS entry point, equal time point, and exit point. So in fact, actually, you can still see those. Adjusting. Adjusting. Melbourne at the top, 697 miles away. Going to be at Calgary shortly. And that is just 9 miles, I believe, before our equal time point. Yeah. So when we get to CAG 02, that's the point in which, if anything goes wrong after that, we should continue rather than turn back. Meanwhile, my buddies have already long passed that point. Still ahead of me, but my radar doesn't go out that far, so. Okay, Calgary, 6.2 miles to go. Oh, technically, the tops equal time point is. Really over the 1 hour 45 minutes that we've been so far, we've improved the excess by 100 pounds. It was 400 pounds at the beginning of the journey, and it's now 500 pounds. Using reserve fuel is not as bad as insufficient fuel. So when that 5.8 becomes a 6, that using reserve fuel is going to go away. So it's going to happen soon. Hopefully. Look at that, we just went to 5.9. as it hits 6. That you're using reserve fuel capability. Let's see if a step climb is warranted. No. It would have to be to flight level 400, but the optimum is still only about 400 feet above where we are now. Unicom traffic bonds 838, position report. Position Kagri at 0315 Zulu at flight level 380. Estimating echo at 0407 Zulu, next Miller. Unicom traffic. Anybody in the cockpit?
much for weekend. Sydney. We'll see you guys in Melbourne.
Is it raining up there?
Yeah, not that I can tell. It's bloody lovely weather down here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I'm queuing at 0428 Zulu, so pretty much now from now.
I'm queuing Melbourne at 0433, by the way.
Very good. So hopefully I'll just sneak in just before you. I'm aiming to land on runway 27.
I'd like to use some aiming.
Well, if I get ATC, that might take me around to runway 16.
I'll have a look and see what I'm programmed to land at runway 16. We'll have a look and see what the weather says. Wind is currently 130 at 2 knots. There's hardly a breeze here, so you can go any runway you feel like.
Is there enough, do you have a big enough backyard I can land there?
Yeah, more than welcome to land in my backyard. I'll work out my arrival runway a little bit later.
Yeah, I'll see what the winds are doing at top of drop.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm just getting your way. If you're going to 7, I'll come 16 and try and land while you're doing it as well, because that's the type of guy I am.
see we just passed the ETOPS exit point. Okay, I'm back in the cockpit, and I noticed that we just passed our ETOPS exit point.
Greg's just departed Sydney.
Ah, okay.
For Melbourne.
Expected ETA Melbourne is 04280.
Oh, that's... You might get there around the same time as David.
That's the idea, to get in your plane.
Hey, Greg, I don't know if you just read the last news update from United Virtual, but they've just appointed a new chief pilot, and he is a captain, a real captain for a major U.S. airline. I wonder which one. It's got to be United.
No, I haven't read that. Are you
I guess you studied them, and you liked it enough that you joined United Virtual, which is great.
Yeah, well, I like the United Virtual one. That's the fact that it allows you to do your flights. I'm doing a flight in Australia that's counting towards. Although in Southwest they've actually introduced all their new Mudcars 5. You can actually get the co-pilot will do your checklist.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep, you just say like after start checklist. You say that in the thing, and then she gives you the thing. You say check, set, or whatever. So yeah, it's a bit flaky, but it's not bad for free.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna take a look at the live flight tracker. I've not actually looked at the live flight tracker in United Virtual while I've been flying.
Oh yeah, you should.
So let's do another one. Let's go to... That's me. Let's see the tracker. Yeah, I see the two of us.
All right, I'm waving to you then, Paul.
So I see Greg, Qantas 437. I don't know if that's your flight that you're actually doing.
Yep, that's the one. Yep.
And I see me now. Mine is, I have to do it as a United Virtual. What do they call it? Charter flight, UVA. But I'm actually flying it as Monza.
Yeah, that's the beauty. You can actually fly a different thing on VATSIM to what you're actually flying on your virtual.
Yeah, that is a nice thing. And let's see, I did include that. So
Well, that's not bad. I've only got 8.5 hours up, so you're very good.
hey, you know, you should get credit for the referral. You know, you're referring me to join. I think it's like 25 hours worth of credit by using your ID, which I did include that. So you should follow up on that.
Oh yeah, I will.
I have not, my hub manager, I have tried to reach out to him a couple of times and I've got no responses.
That doesn't worry me too much. I mean, I just fly the flights. You know, it's just although sometimes when I use United, I actually use the cabin program, so you get a bit of noise. In Southwest, the virtual airlines, they provide all that, including announcements by the captain. David, you there?
Yeah, we're here.
I'm gone with a runway 27, Lizzie 9 Alpha arrival.
Yeah, we probably you'll pick up the ILS at VSAS. VSAS. That's where we'll join together.
Yeah, by us. Yeah, we'll be right. Oh, I can see you on my flight management system, so I can either avoid you or get in front, whichever works out best.
Yeah, we'll work it out when we get a bit closer. I've got 30 knots headwind at the moment.
Chris, are you still there or are you gone for lunch?
Okay, so Calgary 14.9. Did I record that already? So that's so you guys can see it more clearly. Oh. Okay. Yeah, so from United Virtual Airlines Tracker, you can see your route with the waypoints. So this is me, and then Greg, who's you're also hearing, he's flying from...
Hey, Paul, I got a new screen for my flight sim actually.
Oh really? What is it?
Oh, it's the same brand NEC. It's a bigger model, 55 inch instead of the 52. Much newer, it's much brighter. I've got two 55 inch now there. Have a guess how much it cost me?
Oh, they're quite affordable now. Is it an OLED or is it a not an OLED?
No, it's not an OLED. It's a monitor. So yeah, that's the same what I've got. But
okay, so I would say probably around 350 US.
$17.50 on eBay.
No way.
Yeah, I just keep a lookout for them, and people don't realise that these are a pretty good monitor. And it's actually up-to-date model from what I've already got.
Very nice.
What's the brand?
They're NECs. They're actually commercial monitors, 55-inch monitor. And I've got it lined up really good actually for a change. Spot on. Took me a while, took me and Frank a while to line it up.
Yeah, I've got some Samsungs. I've had them for like 15 years, but one of them today has started to flicker. So yeah, I'm doing a bit of troubleshooting on that.
Well, with the spare monitor that I took out, the 51-inch one, I've got that connected to my laptop, but now I've got all my charts and all that sort of that if I want to have a look at it.
So has anybody looked at how folks are landing at Melbourne? Is it from the north?
Yeah, we've decided, I've decided I'm landing runway 27. There's hardly any wind, winds are 130.
0 knots.
Yeah, that's what I noticed too. So 27 just to be challenging and take a shorter runway?
Yeah, a lot of you can land on 27, not a problem.
Okay, I'll try 27. So 27 requires a change, and we'll change it here first. 27. And we approach for 27. Yes, ILS Zulu, runway 27. Perfect. Okay, so now we change it in here. Departures, arrival, ILS Zulu 27. With a VSAS transition, and we keep the arrival the same, wear 8, and we execute. So let's take a look. And let's look at a plan view with a range of about 40 miles. Step through that. Okay, so we're going to select 27, go to the fix page and replace our fix for runway 16 with runway 27. See, all the rings shift automatically. Okay, perfect. So now, based on CAG read, how much was our surplus fuel? £500. So let's go with £500. So, going to our performance tool. Wherever it is. so I'm going to do full screen for you guys so you can see this more clearly. So okay, airport search is going to be YMML. And that's runway 27. Gradient because P3D doesn't do gradients. Revisiting the conditions. For landing weight, we're going to add 500 pounds to the planned estimate. So landing weight is 142.4. So I'm just going to make it 143,000. Let's do a flaps 30. It's a short-term runway. But I don't really want to blow my brakes for any reason. So I'm not going to do some crazy stuff to make a certain exit. I'm just going to see what's a nice gentle way to do it without requiring more than auto brakes 3. At least we'll know what exit we should try to target. We'll run this again as we get closer, but this is an initial sweating. Okay, so let's do the runway graphic. So it looks like we're going to make Mike. It's the best we can do. So let's have a look with auto brakes 3. Airport diagram. So that's the end of the runway. Wow. I'm not very comfortable with, it's only 7,500 foot. Well, let's see what it's like for with reverse thrust. Full reverses. Okay. There's not much of an improvement. I might have to go to flaps 40, which I really don't like. But I think with max reversals, auto brakes 3, that should be sufficient. Not empty like the last time, the last flight arriving in Toronto. It was basically a ferry flight with no passengers. And I did a flaps 40 and there was crosswinds and it was not a pretty sight. And I had to increase the VRAF approach quite a bit to get some stability into the aircraft. Okay, so runway graphic there. So auto brakes 3. No, max auto. This is flaps 30 though. Max auto, I could potentially get off at November. So let's take a look at our chart. November, max oil, without resorting to flaps 40. That's, I think, but do I care? Not really. What I mean is, I don't mind going to the end of the runway. And it'll stop me in time with auto brakes 3. It's 7,237 feet. Oh, it's just pretty close. Oh no, I'm going to do max auto. I may be able to make November, and well, worst case it would be Mike, but I'm definitely doing Mike with max auto. I'd rather use max auto than flaps 40, of course. Okay, let's do max auto. And so assuming 140, so 143. So we'll get 143 cruise weight for landing, and then it's going to be max auto. Flaps 30. That was flaps 30. It was flaps 30. Okay. Possibly I'll make November, but definitely might. All right. So what landing settings and exits are you planning on?
I think I'm landing at flat 30 or something like that for speed, and I'll probably get up but the first exit that we can. What about you, Sir Paul?
Well, I'm using this virtual performance tool, and I've calculated that if I use max auto brakes, the flaps 30, full reverses, I can just make exit November. But worst case, you know, I can always roll forward to Mike.
You could be using max brakes too, so normal braking is basically you still make that, Mike. Easy to the end. I've actually landed in November and going, God, you'll be right.
You mean using auto brakes too?
Yep, auto brake 2. That is an actual fact. I think if you read the SOPs, I'm not sure whether it's Southwest or United, but one of them says that is what you use, auto brake 2. If you use max, you'll strain a few people's seatbelts.
Yeah, the only thing is that, well, looking at it from this virtual performance tool, if I use, I mean, are you using flaps 40 or 30?
Flaps 30.
Yeah, if I use flaps 30, then there's only about 250 feet to spare, and auto brakes 3. There's only technically 250 feet to spare to get off at Mike.
I know the tool you're using, but that doesn't seem right. I mean, everybody leans on my P7, and a lot of people will get November. It's a bit, I don't think it's working well. Maybe yours isn't set up because you're a max 8 or whatever.
Maybe, but the other factor is I don't know what the real world gradient is on runway 27, but for P3D I have to assume that it's flat.
Pretty flat. There's not much of a gradient.
Well, let's see. If what you say is right, I should have no problem getting off at November with these settings.
Yes. Yeah, well, give it a go. And
Maybe.
matter of actually hitting the landing zone correctly.
Melbourne traffic, 132.
And really getting your air brakes up, your speed brakes up as quickly as you can.
That's absolutely true.
Runway 27 Melbourne, estimating time around Melbourne, 0433 Melbourne traffic.
But in your sim, don't your speed brakes auto deploy when you land?
No, unfortunately I can't get them to auto deploy with this particular throttle. I think it's something to do with the setup. I'm not doing it correctly. But no, I'll get up in November, I think.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm at 2 minutes from top of descent, so probably should hear from David too. He'll probably be at top of descent shortly too.
Yeah, I've just had my radio call.
Ah, right, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get in front of it anyway. I'll check for you and I'll let you know what I'm doing and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. And Chris has gone mute, so yeah.
I still have, let's see, 25 minutes to my top of the sun.
I was used to caviar on your airport, aircraft.
What?
Well, yours are fantastic. Do you fancy serve caviar on your aircraft?
Absolutely.
You're the Onyx. You can go and do some practice on it as well.
Yeah, I've got to practice some, but I've got a busy schedule this week, so I don't know where I'm going to fit in practice. So, David, when you said that you did your radio call, were you just saying right before your top of descent?
Yeah, I made it at top of descent.
Okay, roger. All right, echo.
I don't know if the other pilots were listening though.
There's only a certain distance that Unicom transmits. They transmit it everywhere. We'd never get a word in egg voice. We'd never get a word in egg voice.
But I could hear David.
That's because you're a bit closer to him than I am.
Yep.
There's a couple PC-21 military aircraft tooling around the city, so just keep an eye out for them.
I was just about to tell you the same thing. Yeah, they're from sale. It's RAF Virtual.
See if you can hear my position report on Unicom. Unicom traffic, bonds 838, position report, position echo at 0406 Zulu, altitude flight level 380, estimating Mila at 0442, next Warren, Unicom traffic.
You are right, David. There's two, Viper 53 and Roller 24. They are really close together.
And two C-17 in tandem, all coming over the house. I'll post some videos.
Wow, that certainly trumps all of us. Wow, that sounds like fun.
260.
Direction approach from 210 currently tracking for backup.
263. And let's take a look at the chart. Runway 27. Just approach is 2000. Intercept is 2,500 feet. Missed approach is 4,000. So you got to crank that up to 4,000 after you capture the ILS. Okay. So minimums is 610 feet. Okay, I think we're set up. The only thing that we need to do is add for the gross weight 0.7, so it should be 143.1, 143.1, and flaps 30.
Apply with or have a sheet later on, cut it down and see whether it fits, but maybe bend it a little bit at the size and glare, maybe if it's kind of a bit of glare.
Oh, because it's good at a template anyway, when you get something more solid.
Yeah, that's right. To get something more solid, really big.
I didn't have the arrival for this, so we've got
maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I just started as a template.
The arrival we are using is the Warren 8 Alpha for runway 27.
Melbourne Towers just come online by the looks of it.
Uh-oh, now they're going to want us to do the long runways.
We can still choose.
Can we?
It's tower, not approach. So.
Oh, tower, not approach. Okay, yep.
The Aegis says runway 16 for arrivals, 27 for departures.
Yeah, just read that myself, so maybe we do need to dial in runway 16.
Damn it, that's what I had there before.
Go picture listening to us.
Okay, runway 16 now. So we're changing back. It's going to be all different settings for arrivals. Okay?
Yeah, don't listen to this. We break.
So, runway 16. Runway 16. And approach. ILS Zulu. Okay, got it in there. So, arrival, runway 16 Zulu. Okay, no transition, and still Warren 8 Alpha. Okay, so we're going to execute that. Now let's check our legs. to plan mode, down to maybe 20 miles.
My estimated arrivals now, Melbourne 0431.
It's all set up. I'm going to change back on runway to the next stage. There we go. Now we're all set up. So leave the settings for now, but let's take a look at what that does. So should be now 109.7. 109.7, okay. Heading. Degrees. Degrees. Okay, now the intercept is at 3,000 feet. Missed approach is 4,000. Minimums. Be conservative and do the 532. Which is $540. Flight. Let's refresh the weather. Change the landing weight to 143.1. And calculate. So this is like totally different story now. This is a 12,000 foot runway. So we can probably just cruise in auto rigs to like 30. I should have put idle reverses. So, can we do Juliet? We can do Juliet, we can do auto brakes too. So what would it take to get off at, what's that, Golf? Golf, is Golf indicated? Yeah, it is. Oh, it would be max auto again. That's so weird. Okay. I'm just going to try Julia.
I've got you on TCAS now, Greg.
Auto brakes too. So my plan is to vacate, come down here, vacate Juliet, go down to Victor, and then come in uniform. Actually, get off at Juliet, then come back on Victor, and then uniform. Okie doke. Record the burn and echo. I did. Descent coming up at 76 miles, which would be about 18 minutes.
Greg Tower is calling you, Greg.
.120 decimal point. Yeah, that's pretty tight spacing. QF 132 is David, and behind him is Greg, and then Chris is here. Okay. So I'm still on the Warren Warren 8, but now it's ILS Zulu runway 16. And, my marker is there. Got auto brakes 2, and I'm expecting. So I'm expecting to vacate at Juliet. So now there's a velocity thing.
Melbourne Tower, Qantas 437, established on the ILS for runway 16, number 2, I think. And Qantas 437, we've got the second traffic. From what I hear, he's not a very good pilot, too, by the way. Just letting you know that. I'm saying he's not a very good pilot. He's not very good at all.
So 282, would you just say again the departure from 27? The 391 departure.
Oh, passengers. Sorry about that.
Oh, roger that, thanks.
It's time now before top of descent. Ladies and gentlemen, your captain speaking. I apologize for having the fasten seatbelt signs on for so long, but I turned them off now. We have a few minutes before top of descent, and I won't turn the seatbelts on until sometime after we start descending.
Here's the taxi high, Golf Alpha Tango to the bay, 137.
What 32, 6.
All in a row.
Melbourne Tower, Qantas 437, way clear of runway 16 off that Golf.
I'm definitely landlocked here.
Let's go down to 160.
Going to 6. Golf Alpha and Tango to the bay, requires 437.
Qantas 282, request to push Delta. Push approved, Qantas 282.
Melbourne traffic. Bonds 838 is descending now from flight level 380 for 160 initially. We are expecting Warren 8 Alpha arrival into runway 16 Melbourne. We will be doing an ILS Zulu approach, Melbourne traffic.
Melbourne traffic gets 775.
Sorry folks, we're getting turbulence now.
ILS for me on
Seatbelts on.
20 time, 48. Melbourne traffic.
Okay, descent checklist. Pressurization landing altitude has been set. Recall checked. And auto brakes set to 2. Landing data VREF has been set. Flaps 30, 145. And the approach briefing has been completed. Descent checklist complete. Looks a bit dirty. Let's check QNH again. At Melbourne is 1022. We still get that. And let's get Mila. Mila is going to be 10.4, looks like, at least. So we're really looking at 0.8, another 100 pounds on our. So it should be landing weight 143.2. Still playing. Switch it back to tower. Are they all on the ground now? Yeah, they're all on the ground.
Qantas 282, request taxi, I'll get out of the way. Uniform Alpha Echo to Department of Qantas 282. So what am I actually on now?
You're on uniform, I believe.
Yeah, I just push straight back to Delta 10 and I'm facing sort of north, little west. Charts don't indicate very much.
Hey Paul?
Yep.
I got down with a minus 78
Oh,
foot
right,
for
so that's
things.
in along.
Very nice.
Parking area. Thank you. Great.
That'll do wonders for your average.
Here it's the Bay Velocity 216.
You there, David?
Yep, we're here.
I see Chris is going to taxi somewhere near you, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's just a few gates along from me.
Yeah,
Did
David.
you like
you
how I
are-
bagged you out with the tower?
Sorry, say again?
Did you like how I banged you out with the tower?
Yeah, thanks for the support there, Greg.
No worries, that's what I'm here for. Chris told me to say it, I just, you know.
Yeah, I don't believe what Chris says about you, Greg. That just couldn't possibly be true.
Oh no, what he says is probably true. He reckons I'm a bastard.
I've got harsher words than that.
But we are going out for lunch next Sunday, so he mustn't like me, mustn't hate me too much.
I'll do anything for a free lunch, man.
No, Izzy said you're paying because it's our anniversary.
In that case, I'll see you another time. That Qantas 380, he parked in the wrong gate because that's not a 380 gate. And he's trying to push back out of that gate. It's not going to work.
Someone was having problems. I thought it was a 747 he was on.
Oh no, look at the 380 thing. And yeah, look for the 380. But definitely that's not one of the 380 gates. There's only 4 gates here in Melbourne Airport that can take a 380.
Yeah, well I'm domestic because I'm not worthy of being with you guys.
Engine
so.
start switches to continue.
Yeah, that was good, but I better go in, have a coffee and annoy my lovely partner.
But you're in the international terminal. Imagine I'm bring them in an hour or so.
Yeah.
Real thing.
That's pretty amazing.
So, aren't I parked up at the international terminal? I thought I was.
No, you're in domestic. You're in Charlie. You're in Charlie. What gate do you go to? You're in Charlie what? Charlie.
I'm Delta 11 Alpha.
Oh, that's you then. Oh, okay, that's somebody else at the Charlie gate. So Delta 11 is you.
Yeah, that's Greg. I think Greg went to the domestics.
Ah, okay, that's great. Yeah, so you're on the 11, that's correct. Then you're on the international.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked up to see where because I use the real world flight number, so I looked up to see which gate they would have parked up at. Right, it's confusing which gate they would have parked up at. Right, it's confusing. All the, there's Delta 11 and Delta 11A, and they've all got their own different lead-in lines.
And can you imagine one of our Emirates captains actually came in on the wrong line, and had he continued and if we didn't stop him, he would have clipped another aircraft's wing.
Oops. So he's been demoted from captain back to first officer?
No idea what. But we're racing a ground instead report about it. And I've got photos and all because I had to go to the Melbourne airport to do a video to see what happened. So he actually came on the wrong leading line. He just meant for airport. He was going to that was the case for our aircraft case. Okay. And he had continued.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, you know, the flight's not over until you...
Melbourne traffic.
So you get the one way to just recognize it is the dashed lines are the offset lines, which are meant for narrow body. The solid lines are for the main gate, which is for Delta 11 location. But you on 11 Alpha.
Yeah, no, it was really confusing. I haven't packed up these gates, so yeah, I taxied in really slow and worked out which one to be on. At least with the Melbourne scenery, it is nicely modelled, where it does have all those lead-in lines. Yeah, that bloke in the 747, he reckons he's going to take off on runway 27. Barely any headwind.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you store any electronic devices until we are safely parked at the gate, as the use of such devices could interfere with the electronic landing equipment on board the aircraft. In final preparation of the landing, please ensure your seatbelts are securely fastened, your seatbacks are in the upright position, and your tray tables are stowed. Any hand luggage should be underneath the seat in front of you or placed in the overhead locker. The flight attendants will be passing through the cabin one last time to complete their final compliance check and collect any remaining cups or glasses.
He's a 747 to me, he's got the hump. Here he goes.
Yeah.
Be like the vodka burner. Have you seen them?
Melbourne Tower, good day, Bonza 838 with you. We are inbound waypoint Monty on the Warren 8 Alpha arrival, expecting ILS Zulu runway 16, Bonza 838.
Good land on the 16, just under 75. 2282, yeah, time. Thanks a lot, cheers.
Wilco, call you on final, Bonza 838. Alright, so again, our intercept was going to be 3,000 feet with the missed approach at 4,000. Okay, the cell phone coming up. So we can actually just QNH 1020, is that what you said? 022. That's good. That's what I'm sure.
That's not going to come here. Taxi, Hotel Alpha, for base. Juliet Alpha, 18, base.
one.
Captain crew, take your seats for landing.
Like that. In fact, we need flaps too. We are vacating to the left at Juliet. Okay. Captured. Melbourne Tower, Bonza 838 is on the ILS runway 16, 10 miles final. Clintland runway 16, Bonza 838. Alright, let's get the gear down. Go to flaps 15. Flaps 15.
Velocity 217 and
Go to okay, landing checklist. Engine start switches to continuous, speed brakes are armed. Landing gear is down and flaps are set at 30. Green light. Landing checklist completed. Looking to vacate Juliet to the left.
Melbourne Tower, Qantas 452 at 8 Delta 18, requesting IFR clearance to Adelaide with information for pass.
1,000.
Okay, autopilot disconnect.
Cleared to Adelaide by Nevis 7 departure flight plan route. National climb 5,000, climb via SID. 4.
Approaching 1.
Still getting that
6.
crosswind.
735 and departure frequency 134.325. One two three 75 and another 7 for runway 27 departure of 1 4
400.
Check.
Approaching minimums.
Check.
Minimums.
Landing. Auto throttle
100.
disconnect.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Approaching 3, 4.
I think that was probably a pretty nice landing. Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will take the captain a few moments to taxi to the gate, and we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign has been turned off and the
Bonza
aircraft comes
838
to a complete stop at the
vacating
gate.
at Juliet.
That will be the only indication that it is safe to get up and move about the cabin. We also ask that you keep the aisle clear of any hand luggage. This is the termination
I'm sorry,
of
are
our
we
flight,
asking for a
so
parking
we ask
bay?
that you check the seat back pockets and overhead lockers for any articles you may have brought with you.
We're looking
Extra
for
care should be taken when opening overhead lockers,
Echo
as
Niner.
some items may have shifted during our flight. On behalf of the captain and his crew, we would like to thank you for flying with us and wish you all a pleasant stay. Thank you.
Okay, straight to left on Alpha and to uniform, Bonza 838. Yep, Juliet and Alpha and uniform to the bay, Bonza 838. So it must be
Velocity 217, Bay Echo 5 request push, uniform 3 disconnect point. Velocity 217, you say Sierra 7 disconnect point will be available? Velocity 217, we'll take Sierra 7.
Velocity 270, the approved, disconnect Sierra 7.
Push approved, Sierra 7 disconnect point, velocity 217.
Was 838 taxi hold short of uniform?
We'll hold short of uniform, Bonza 838.
452, requesting cushion start at Delta 18. On 452, request cushion start at Delta, sorry, gate Delta 18.
Okay, and we'll see 217. It's going to be a little second here. If you want to get that Bonza aircraft in, we can wait.
Property 217 Rotor, Bonza 838 taxi, uniform to the bay.
Roger, taxi uniform to the bay, Bonza 838.
Property 217 in that case, you can push back when you're ready and disconnect uniform 3.
It is the first one.
Velocity 217, push back when I'm ready. We've just landed with Sierra 7, sorry to be a pain, but if we can just take Sierra 7.
Yeah, no worries. When that Bonza aircraft is clear, you can push.
We'll get right to the Bonza aircraft and we'll push Sierra 7 to next point. Velocity 217.
In all stations, Melbourne Tower is now fine. Contact Melbourne Centre for clearance 123 days 475.
Headlights up. Okay, parked. And powering down at 5:08. I have to calculate my elapsed time. It just went off. But it looks like 129 to 459. So that was 3 hours 30 minutes. 15 minutes longer than we planned. Okay, so ground actions, connect to ground. Okay, let folks out of their seats. Thank you for flying Bonza. We'll get you out into the terminal very shortly.
The boarding requested.
Outdoors.
There are no passengers stay. Passengers deboarding starting.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that flight. Yeah. Oh. I guess my Discord is over. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at could not file. Yeah, I'm sure it's already filed. Minus 147. Seems harder than it should have been, but anyway, I'll take it. It's a butter value. So oh, it's here. Here's my logbook. So did it count? Oh. Why didn't it count? Maybe I need to do something here. Anyway, folks, I'll have to figure that out. Thanks for joining. Sometime in the next 1 week, I'm going to be doing the delivery flight for Qatar, the Qatar's first 737 MAX 8, which was actually delivered just over a year ago. Yeah, those are going to be two rather lengthy sectors. Again, it's from Payne Field in Seattle to Keflavik, and then in Iceland, and then Keflavik to Doha. All right, ciao for now. Hope you enjoyed that flight. See you next one.